In this video, you're going to get introduced to more features which you can use inside the FS module of Node. So let's start with deleting a file. So I'm going to create a new file and call it file.txt. So to delete this file the asynchronous way, you can use the unlink method of FS. So you just pass the path of the file. So in our case, it's going to be file.txt. And then you pass the callback. So for example, we can just log the error if it exists. So let's check if the error exists first. In that case, we're going to log the error. Otherwise, we will just log something like file text has been deleted. Let's define the FS constants at the very top. And let's try our code. Okay, so and our file has been deleted successfully. Okay, perfect. Now let's check how we can copy a file. So the method to use is going to be copy file if you want to do this asynchronously. Now you pass the path of the file to copy file. So let's say that we want to copy Jupyter. So I'm going to paste this bit at the top like that to be able to use the variables if we need them. So that's the path of the file to copy, and then you pass the new path or the path of the new file. So let's just call it Jupyter copy.txt. And then we're going to pass a callback since we're using the asynchronous way. So let's just copy this and say that's the file Jupyter has been copied successfully. Okay, we need only one declaration of FS. So let's try our code and see how it goes. So by the way, we're going to get an error because we're trying to delete that file. So I'm just going to comment this one now. And let's go ahead. And we have just created a copy of Jupyter. Perfect. Okay, so now let's move to something else. So we want to create a directory. Or before doing that, let's try to copy our file again and create a new file named Jupyter copy as well. So if you try that, you can see that the file has been copied successfully. And by the way, we have just overridden the existing file. So if you want to check that, you can just write some text here, run the command again, and you'll see that the file has been overridden. So if you want to avoid that, you can add a flag to the method copy file. So there are many constants you can use here, and you can search the list of constants by Googling fs constants. So the constant to use to avoid overriding an existing file is fs.constants.copy file underscore Excel. So if you try this like that and you try to copy the file again, then it's not going to work and you get an error. Okay, so there are many other flags. You just need to Google fs constants and you can look at the list. All right, so now let's create a directory. So the method to use is make directory. Okay, and we're doing this the async way. Otherwise, you can use make directory sync for the synchronous way. You can also use copy file sync for the synchronous way. So we're going to need the name of our directory. So let's call it CSS, for example. And then you pass a callback. So let's copy our previous callback. And now let's run our code. And we can see that our folder has been created successfully. Now, what if you want to use a path like this one? For example. So let's try this and see what we get. Okay, so this one doesn't work like this. So if you use a full path like this one, you will need to add a parameter to the make directory method. So inside an object, you can add options, and the option you need here is recursive, which you set to true. So now if you try this, then it's going to create the parent folders as well. So let's try that. And if you go there, you can see that we created both the parent folder and the folder itself. Okay. Now let's see how to remove a directory. So it's a very similar syntax, but instead of make directory, you use remove directory, like that. Okay, so let's remove CSS. And you can see that our folder has been removed successfully. Okay,